Hello everyone and welcome back. Today we are looking at the Rebel Trooper and the Stormtrooper. So this would be the actually Rebel Marine, seeing that it was on the tentative 4. So that's the way I had always kind of remember them being when I was growing up. So okay, keep this one up in the background so we can kind of see. And let's see. So this is a twofer box. And we don't really have any extra write-up on the sides. And I think everybody knows who the Stormtroopers are and obviously who the Rebel Troopers are. So as far as that goes, I think we don't need any extra explanation. So we do have the weapons. This is going to be a helmet. And then we have the figures themselves. So, trying to see if I can sneak them out here. I think what I'm going to do is just probably kind of cut away here gingerly. 1, 2. Alright. So oddly enough, thinking about this is the first Stormtrooper I have. So this is kind of exciting. Finally get a Stormtrooper as well as getting a Rebel Trooper themselves. So it is, in some regards, it's kind of nice having the cardboard here, although I do admit a lot of people do not like the cardboard because you can't see the figures. So if you're a diehard collector that doesn't like to take them out of the box or whatever and you just want to look at them in the box, I understand where you're going to complain about this, and I wholeheartedly agree in that regard. Taking it out of the box and all that, I mean, especially for doing the videos here, I don't have all the crunches and all that stuff, so that's kind of nice for me. And obviously for your listening ears, you don't have to worry about all the extra crunches. Okay, so we do have the Stormtrooper blaster, and I don't know if the magazine comes out or not. Nope. And we do have some sort of flashlight here as well as the optic up there, so all that stays put. You know, I don't really remember in the past, and maybe it was always there, I don't really remember having a flashlight on the side. I do remember having the optic on the top, and I do remember the magazine coming out here on the side here, but I just don't remember having a flashlight or so. And this one obviously to me looks like it's bent a little bit. It is fairly rigid plastic, so if I wanted to shape that, I'd have to heat that up to get that to move over. And then we have the traditional Rebel blaster, kind of a longer version of a pistol, like a long-barreled pistol. And of course it's got the optics up on top, has the nice kind of silverish tip here where on our Snow Trooper, he's got the one, but it's all black. They dulled that out. Being on a ship, I don't think that's as big of a concern, trying to make sure that everything's dull so you don't, you know, shine the chrome or anything else off of anything. It's just not going to be as big of an issue. Now this, I don't know for sure, but this kind of looks like it is either a data pad or it is a scanning device to see where maybe life sign signatures are. So just kind of throwing that out there. Okay, so let's see who we have here first. And as we unroll them, we got our Trooper. Okay, so we have the nice black vest. So looking at that, you know, the vest looks good, kind of the Han Solo-ish style vest in some regards. Plenty of pockets, so that way as someone on board a ship, you have the pockets to hold whatever you need, the extra ammo or whatever the case may be. He's got the nice blue shirt here, and he's got the grayish pants, and of course the nice black boots. Looks really nice. The boots are our standard feet here. That doesn't seem to change from figure to figure. They've got that working really well throughout the whole line. We do have the double knee here, so we can do one or the other joint. And he doesn't have anything on the side, unlike the Hoth Trooper. So, I mean, he can kind of, if he's a martial artist, he could actually stand up here and do that. I don't know if our troopers are trained in any of that stuff. I don't know what kind of martial arts training that they go through. You know, I'm sure in some book somewhere somebody has got that written, but I don't know what they actually call that offhand. So, okay, the head looks pretty decent. With our Hoth Trooper, the face was able to come off here, and I'm not trying to take the face off, but I was just kind of wondering if that was going to be done somewhat the same way or not. And of course, looking at the picture and looking at the face here, if you notice, the eyebrows have a little speckling of gray. The gentleman is getting a little older, and they took that from, you know, the gentleman that was forefront and center as far as when they were doing the movie. He was one of the first faces of the Rebels that we saw in that. So we do have the trigger hand. It can go up and down. I think they're doing that so that way, no matter how the weapon sits, you can kind of adjust that a little bit better. But this wants to naturally sit down a little bit. So let's see how that looks. Looks like he's aiming a little bit. I mean, we can go gangster style. In all seriousness, shooting from the hip like this, or kind of out and forward here. We have our joint right here, and that's also where it twists. So I could bring that in, and then I could twist that a little bit, but it looks okay. But it's not as centered as I'd like it to be. But, you know, it'll work. Quite often, I think when I have him sitting here, I think it's just going to be shooting from the hip, and he's kind of leaning off to that side too. So, kind of a fun thing. It is kind of fun. Nothing to be mean about or whatever. Get his collar on top of the vest. Have that look pretty nice and decent. Keep him respectable looking. And of course, you know, the legs have our twist here. He does have a line right here, so we can, you know, he doesn't have that extra, that the bigger joint there to be able to do like a sit-up, because, you know, I've kind of noticed that some do, some don't. So depending on how you're trying to have them positioned, that may or may not work. Oh, he's got to have the helmet, and that's going to be in here. Let me get his helmet out. Alright, so one helmet. And ta-da! Now he's got the looks going. And of course he's got his antenna, so while he's on board ship, for sure, he's got communications with everyone. And we have the holster here, so we can easily put that into the holster. And if you put them into the holster, it looks like this. I already did the one ahead of time, so. Come on, stand. Sometimes they just don't want to stand very well for me. Okay, there we are. So, whether he's carrying it or we have it in the holster, either way, looks pretty decent. I don't really know who should be having this though. So I'll leave it there for now, and we'll just kind of go from that point. Okay. So if we have our Marine Trooper, and we have our Stormtrooper here. Okay. And again, he's got a little bit of movement here for the torso, so he can kind of move up and back, but not as good as what some of the other ones are. And funny thing is from all those years ago, these were disco shoes. The actual shoes that they were wearing were actually disco shoes, and then we had the plastic calf and thigh pieces that went on over that. So they were wearing regular shoes, and disco, you know, being made back in the 70s, you know, they were just regular disco shoes, so everyone had some nice comfortable shoes to wear, and then they just put everything else on over that. So if you're ever looking for shoes for that, and you're trying to figure that out. Now, I don't think I'm going to fit because I think I'm a little too pudgy in this area. But that's me. I could maybe go for a Rebel because obviously I don't have to worry about doing all the push-ups and sit-ups that I'm not used to doing anymore. I'm not the skinny young kid that I once was when I was in the service. So, all right. So, of course, we have his blaster. We kind of went over the blaster already. So I'll put the blaster in a hand. He's got pretty well the same kind of joint movements as what we had before. So it's above, actually, it's right here at the knee that our twist is. And he does have a twist here in the thigh, but having the armor, it is limited. So, and then the other funny little tidbit here is, it wasn't just the guys in the armor. We did have some young ladies in the armor as well, and it was just what it was. So, obviously they weren't the buxom young ladies that we would like to think of, but they, we did have some women in the same armor, and my armor is pushed up, so I'm pushing it back down, and that does make the head move a little bit more. So, trying to make sure the head stays on here, but head does move pretty good, which is good because really the whole movement of the head is where we get kind of the whole thing of yes, no, whatever's going on. So, and he does have that second shoulder joint. Now, I didn't notice that on our Rebel Trooper, and I didn't show you, but I don't see it in here. No, we do. We do have it on him as well. Okay. So they both have the double shoulder joint. Sit, stay. All right. So that works pretty good. It is kind of nice looking at everything. I wonder if this will help anyone trying to get a 501st armor done. Because the 501st, they have to have armor that is exactly how it was in the movie. So I don't know if this will help anyone or not, but it'll definitely help fill up my shelf once we get the shelf going. And now we have a couple Stormtroopers. So, and I'm going to say he's got a data pad here, so you can try and figure where the nearest Domino's Pizza is, or maybe it's going to be Galactic Burger. Maybe we should call it Galactic Burger. And that doesn't want to sit in his hand, so I don't know what to do. I don't know where this should go. I don't know who I should give that to, so I'll just leave it there. But either way, they're nice figures. They really are. I think they did a good job at this. They made some nice figures to add to the collection. So I'm very happy with the way they look. They have some decent movement and all that as far as articulation goes. So I think we got some winners here. So, yeah. Alright, as always, thanks for stopping by and visiting. It's great to have you stop by. Hope you're having a wonderful day, and we'll see you in the next video.